The area surrounding the city of Tarkov remains a festering wound on the map. A sealed-off area where conventional authority has collapsed. In this maelstrom of violence and desperation, numerous armed factions vie for control, resources, and sheer survival. Among the most feared of these are a band of ex-mercenaries known only as the Goons. Their reputation, built on the foundation of extreme brutality and coordinated violence, echoes through the desolate streets and haunted forest of this forsaken land. This is an attempt to piece together what is known about the shadowy outfit, their origins, their leadership, their brutal methods, and their terrifying ideology that seems to fuel their campaign of terror. The genesis of the Goons lies within the broader phenomenon of the renegades, former military contractors primarily associated with the Western firm United Security, or USEC. When the situation escalated into a full-blown crisis and the international forces withdrew, not all USEC personnel evacuated. Some, for reasons known only to them, chose to stay. These remnants, well-armed and highly trained, rejected their former allegiances and began to carve out their own domains. Official reports from the early days of the Lighthouse District's fall indicated that these renegade ex-USEC elements seized critical infrastructure, such as the water treatment plant, establishing a formidable presence. They became known for their conditional hostility. While other Western contractors might find a degree of tolerance, any perceived threat or association with rival Russian-backed units would invite a swift and lethal reprisal. From this crucible of betrayal and survivalism, an even more notorious unit is said to have emerged: the Goons. Intelligence gathered from various contacts from within the zone, though difficult to fully corroborate, suggests this trio and their close followers didn't just go rogue. They sought to establish what persistent local accounts describe as their own order. Reports indicate that their significant operational presence began to be felt more widely around the time the Lighthouse District became a major point of contention, with sightings across various sectors including the coastal areas of Shoreline, the dense wilderness of woods, and the contested customs industrial zone. Unlike other groups who fortify a single location, the Goons are known for their mobility, a deadly phantom menace across the region. This elite unit is reportedly led by 3 individuals known only by their field monikers. Knight, sometimes referred to as Death Knight, is believed to be the spearhead of their assaults, a specialist in close-quarters combat. Those same persistent, detailed chronicles circulating among survivors and informants within the zone suggest Knight is not merely a leader of this trio, but holds sway as a de facto commander over many of the renegade ex-USEC forces. Big Pipe, a heavy weapons specialist, possibly holding a command role within the unit. He is notoriously associated with the devastating use of grenade launchers, employed to break enemy formations and instill terror. A peculiar affectation, a tobacco pipe is also often attributed to him in eyewitness accounts. Bird Eye, the unit's designated marksman. From concealed positions, Bird Eye is said to deliver precise, lethal fire, acting as their eyes and long-range executioner. His patience is legendary, his aim unerring. These 3 and those who follow them operate with a terrifying battlefield synergy, a cohesive instrument of destruction. What fuels such a group? The most consistent theme emerging from analyses of their actions is the drive to establish and maintain their own order, a brutal hierarchy born from the chaos of the Exclusion Zone. They appear to operate entirely for themselves, unburdened by past loyalties or conventional morality. The unconfirmed but widely circulated chronicles suggest a recent escalation in their activities, with the Goons actively terrorizing significant swaths of the region. While control of resources and strategic points is undoubtedly a factor, as it is for all armed groups in Tarkov, the sheer extremity of their violence often seems performative, designed to broadcast their ruthlessness and deter any challenge to their burgeoning authority. Perhaps no single event better illustrates their savage nature than the alleged incident involving local survivalist and informant known only as Jaeger. According to these accounts, Jaeger, a hardened figure of the Tarkov wilderness, attempted to open a line of communication with the Goons. The response was not merely a rejection, it was a statement of unbridled savagery. The Goons returned Jaeger's correspondence, accompanied by the decapitated head of the unfortunate messenger he dispatched. This act of barbarity is believed to be the direct impetus for a standing bounty reportedly issued by Jaeger, calling for the elimination of Knight, Big Pipe, and Bird Eye. For Jaeger, this is not merely a tactical objective, it is a blood feud. This incident, more than any other, has defined the Goons in the grim folklore of the Tarkov Exclusion Zone. Given their methods and ambitions, the Goons exist in a state of near constant hostility. The individual histories of Knight, Big Pipe, and Bird Eye, who they were before they became these figures of dread, the specific events that solidified their brutal pact, are lost or perhaps deliberately erased. The exact tenets and long-term goals of the new order they seek to impose also remain largely undefined beyond the immediate application of violence and assertion of dominance. Detailed intelligence from any of the former controlling powers regarding their specific narrative or deeper command structure are understandably non-existent or heavily classified. The Goons are a manifestation of what happens when trained killers are cut loose from any chain of command and left to fester in a lawless environment. They are a symbol of the region's descent into barbarity. Former soldiers, now self-made lords of war. Their legend is written in the blood and fear of those who cross their path. Their ultimate ambition remains one of Tarkov's many dark secrets, a lingering question in a land already overflowing with mystery.